Hello there, Tom Green, and I'm here to talk to you about some of the new video features that have been built into Flash CS5. And I got to tell you, they are sweet, 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 sweet. They make your life so much easier, and if you teach this stuff, oh boy, are your students in for a treat. So let's get started. I've got a Flash CS5 document open here, and you'll see I've got the Properties Inspector sort of tucked up against the stage here. There's a reason for it, and I'll show you in a second. First off, to get the component on the stage, you're not going to need to use the window menu anymore. You can come over to the tools here, and there's the components. If you click it, you can just drag one over. And the first thing you will notice about the video component is that it doesn't look the same as you've been used to. And that's your first major indication that something has fundamentally changed. The other thing I want you to pay attention to is over here, the component parameters are now in the Properties panel. This gives you one-stop editing rather than having to select the component on the stage and then go to the component inspector. In fact, if you click the component inspector, it's going to tell you, hey, hang on here, you got to do it in the property inspector to set the parameters. The parameters are not any different from what we've been using in the past. I'm going to select autoplay here because I really don't need to have the video playing if I'm going to give the user controls. This thing is not going to be live. I'm not using a Flash media server. Preview, you're going to see why you don't need it. Maintain aspect ratio, we'll just leave that the way it is. Skin, things have really changed with the skins. I'm going to show you this one. So I open the select skin panel. I'm just going to move it over here. And if I pop this down, you can see that there are two new skins called Minima. There's Minima Flat and Minima Silver. And what's the difference between the two? Well, I'll show you. Here's the Minima Silver. And it looks like your standard silver skin that you would use for a variety of video projects, but there's one fundamental difference here. You can't change the color. If you click on the color chip right here, you would think, well, I can do it. No, you can't. If you want to change the color, have a custom color, well, then you just come on over to the Minima Flat, which sort of just lays it in flat, doesn't give you that little 3D look with the gradient. If I want to change the color, all I have to do is just click on the color chip, and as in the past, just change it to a different color. There's a lime green color. And if I want to go to the active Toots Brown, I'll just select that color. There we go. Click OK. And it has now applied the skin. Source, same thing. It's that hasn't changed. One thing you've got to keep in mind, though, is when you're working with this component, that the FLA really should be in the same folder as the FLV. So I'm going to use the drive-in FLV. I'm going to open it, and it's going to tell me if that it wants to match the source dimensions. Absolutely. Click OK. Goes and gets the metadata, and the first major change that you'll see is that the video is now visible on the stage. Here's where it gets really slick. Not only is the video visible on the stage, but if you select the component, watch this. These components are live on the stage. So if I want to play this video, all I got to do is click the play
Show
button.
starts in 10 minutes.
I can pause it, I can play it, I can rewind it. I can even play with the volume controls. Notice? I can even turn the audio off. Okay, I'm going to stop that. So that's the major change there. A live video on the stage. I think it's a pretty sweet, sweet addition to the application. The other thing, of course, is that, yeah, that's an FLV, but what about an MP4, like an HD file? Well, I got one here, so why don't we take a look at it? And that would be this one here, the MP4. Click open. It's going to go find it. And it's going to match the source dimensions. Remember that this is going to be big, so click OK, get the metadata. Kaboom, out it goes. And what I'm going to do is modify document and just choose contents, so it's going to swing out to the contents. Now just be aware of one thing. Remember, The component, again, is the video area. It does not include the skin. So you're going to have to make room for the skin. So I'm just going to add another 40 pixels here. So I'll just make this 408. Click OK. And if I move that over, there we go. And if I select the component, you can see that I'm playing the video live in Flash. So you can play FLV, HD video, whatever you wish, because these components are live. So there you go. There's using the FLV playback component and some of the new features inside the component. I think this new skin is going to be a huge improvement over some of the clunkier ones that we've dealt with in the past. And I hope you have some fun with it. See you later.